Hi everybody, I'm Brian Professor B. Davis. This is your Niners Radio postgame recap on Niners Radio recap on Monday Night Football. Your San Francisco 49ers falling to the Buffalo Bills down at State Farm Stadium in Glandale, Arizona by a score of 34-24. In case you just missed it, the Niners are playing down at State Farm Stadium in Glandale, home of the Arizona Cardinals, due to restrictions from the Santa Clara County because of COVID-19. No contact sports for at least for the foreseeable time, at the very least 3 weeks at press time. So the Niners really, it was all the Josh Allen show from the kid from Firestone, California, just down in the valley, down the I-5 in the Fresno area, was on fire tonight, showing shades of the second coming of Jim Kelly. So let's recap. In the first quarter, it was the Bills turn over the ball on downs, and the Niners went down and didn't get nothing on the fourth and goal that they turned the ball over on downs. Then it was Nick Mullins after a Bills fumble. They got back down to near at the 2-yard line. It was Mullins connected with Brandon Ayuk for a touchdown that put the Niners up 7-0. Then the Bills after that, Allen connected with Cole Beasley with a touchdown that tied the score at 7-7. Then after that, Allen connected with tight end Knox for a touchdown. And in that play, Buffalo had 14 plays, 69 yards, 7 minutes and 49 seconds. And then that extended the lead to 14-7. Then the Bills got a field goal, 37-yard field goal by Bass, increased Buffalo's lead to 17-7 going into the intermission. Third quarter, Robbie Gould hits a 45-yard field goal and cut the Bills, San Francisco, within a touchdown, 17-10. Then Allen connected with McKenzie for a touchdown. Bills went 11 plays, 75 yards, 5 minutes and 26 seconds, increasing their lead to 24-10 over San Francisco. Then Bass hits his 27-yard field goal. They increased the Bills' lead, their deficit, the 17-point lead, 27-10. Then Mullins connected with Kyle Juszczyk for a touchdown. The Niners went 5 plays, 75 yards, in a span of 2 minutes and 47 seconds. The Niners were within 10, still trailing by 10. Bills leading it 27-17. Then in the fourth quarter, Allen connected with Gabriel Davis on a 10-play, 75-yard drive, 5 minutes and 36 seconds, 28-yard touchdown reception. The Bills pretty much clinched the game, 34-17. Mullins did hit one up with Jordan Reed with a 5-yard touchdown. It was all Bills 34-24. So here are the game stats. Then the Bills pretty much dominated. 29 first downs for the Bills to the Niners 24. 4 out of 9 on third downs to the Niners were 6 of 11. And then the total net yards, Bills 449 yards to the Niners 402. Bills had 481 yards rushing to the Niners 86. Total plays 68 for the Bills to the Niners 60. Niners committed 2 turnovers. One of them was the difference in that of the turn into a touchdown. The Bills were flagged 4 times for 50 yards of penalties. The Niners were flagged 7 times for 43 yards. Time of possession, the Bills dominated time of possession, 34 minutes, 58 seconds to the Niners, 25 minutes and 2 seconds. Here are the individual stats. Josh Allen was 32 out of 40 for 375 yards. He threw for 4 touchdowns with a 139 quarterback rating. He's the first Bills quarterback to throw for 4 touchdowns in a Monday Night Football since Jim Kelly threw 4 touchdown passes against the Cincinnati Bengals back in 1991. Devin Singletary, 18 carries, 61 yards, averaging 3.4 yards a pop, showing shades of the good old days of Thurman Thomas back in his prime. Cole Beasley, the slot receiver, showing some signs of kind of like a Don Beebe type. 9 catches for a $138, a touchdown, averaging 14.4 yards a catch. And then Stephon Diggs, the the former Viking, who they acquired in that big offseason trade, 10 catches for 92 yards, or averaging 9.2 yards a catch. For the Niners, Nick Mullins, 26 out of 39. He threw for 302 yards. He threw 2 touchdowns. Jeff Wilson Jr., 7 carries for 47 yards. Brandon Ayuk, a great night, 5 catches for 95 yards. Raheem Mostert, only 9 carries for 42 yards rushing. Deebo Samuel, 6 catches for 73 yards, averaging 12.2 yards a catch. Fred Warner, looking for that big contract. He had 3 tackles and 3 assists. So, with the loss, the Niners fall to 5-7, and with both the Cardinals and the Seahawks losing on Sunday, and the Rams winning their game, that pretty much all but ends any hope of the Niners repeating as division champions. And with the loss, the Niners missed a golden opportunity to gain ground on both the Seahawks and the Cardinals in the tightly contested NFC playoff picture. Let's take a look at that. Taking a look at the NFC wildcard picture right now, the Niners right now sit at 5th or 9th for the final wildcard spot. They're now at 5-7, with the Bears losing on Sunday. They're now are in a 3-way tie for 9th. They trailed both the Vikings and the Cardinals by 1 full game. Now, if the season ended today, the Vikings would get in based on their better conference record over the Cardinals, though the Vikings do have the tiebreaker over that, while the 49ers remain 1 game behind Minnesota for the 7th and final playoff spot, with only 4 games left to play. And then Arizona, of course, the Niners will play the Arizona Cardinals on December 26th, which could determine the final playoff spot in the NFC. Then look at the other part of the playoff standings, as the Rams now have a commanding 1-game lead, or they're tied for first place in the NFC West. And remember, they do have the tie-breaking advantage over the Seahawks because they beat them head-to-head. They will play each other in a couple weeks' time. And then, meanwhile, in the AFC, the Buffalo Bills now 9-3. By the way, they have back-to-back winning seasons for the first time since the 1998 and 99 campaign, since the days when Wade Phillips was the head coach. It was the Doug Flutie, Rob Johnson Bills. They sit at 9-3. They own a 1-game lead over the Miami Dolphins in the AFC East. And remember, they will play each other head-to-head. Their last 3 games of their 4 games will be divisional games coming up. In the last 3 weeks, they'll play the Steelers next Sunday in Buffalo. Then they'll play their final 3 divisional games, which could determine the AFC East title, as the Bills are trying to close in on their first division, shoot for their first AFC East title since 1995. Just a reminder, Niner fans, because the Niners scored 2 touchdowns on Monday Night Football, that means you get a free Jumbo Jack burger, free with the purchase of a large drink the day after the game. And you could go to your visit the local San Francisco Bay Area participating Jack in the Box restaurants. The day after the game, you get your free Jumbo Jack burger when you purchase a big, large drink, and fill up that appetite for hunger, as the Niners are hungry for the stretch drive to get back to the playoffs. Jack in the Box is the official sponsor of your San Francisco 49ers. Next up for your San Francisco 49ers they will take on the Washington Redskins, who pulled off the upset of the year so far Monday night. On Monday, they defeated the Pittsburgh Steelers, handed the Steelers their first loss of the season. And our good old pal Alex Smith, the former 49er, former first-rounder Alex Smith, they'll be coming to the desert to take on your San Francisco 49ers. Kickoff time for the game will be 1:25 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The game will be seen on Fox 2 in the Bay Area. And then reminder, 49ers pregame live will come on at 9 a.m. local time. And the pregame and postgame will be on from our good friends at NBC Sports Bay Area, along with Laura Brent, former Niners quarterback Pro Bowler Jeff Garcia, Dante Whitner, Takeo Spikes, along with 49ers insider Matt Mayoko and Jeffrey Lee Chan with all the latest news and information and the late breaking news of your San Francisco 49ers will be playing their second of at least 3 of the next 4 games down in the desert in Arizona. Kickoff time is at 1:25 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and our pregame show on Niners Radio will commence at approximately 12:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. For the latest news on 49ers football and so much more, go to 49ers.com. Once again, the final score on the Niners fall to the Buffalo Bills on Monday Night Football. They lose by a score, and the Bills win 34-24. With the loss, the Niners dropped their record to 5-7. The Niners are now just 1-5 in 6 games at home in their last 6 games throughout 2020. The Bills improved to 9-3 and maintained their 1-game lead over the Miami Dolphins in the AFC East. I'm Brian Professor B. Davis for Niners Radio. Niners Radio is an association with ASN Bay Area. 49ers football, faithful of the Bay.